Good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick video. My tiny little laser, which I'll put a picture in the corner here, died a couple of months ago. Can't complain. Got the thing off of Amazon for 300 bucks and it lasted me 3 or 4 years. Slow as all get out, but was great to learn on. But when it died, I thought I'll upgrade to this XTool D1, and I've loved it. Absolutely love this machine. This XTool D1 is a beautiful thing compared to what I was using before, anyways. But there's three things I did to sort of make it more usable for me, and I just wanted to show you what those three things were. The first is this enclosure that I've got for it. It's nothing fancy, but it is made out of relatively heavy duty canvas, or I'm not sure what kind of material that is, but it's not particularly flimsy. I like that. And it's got the fire resistant coating on the inside, which is nice. But the two things I really like about it is that first, on the front, you've got these pass-through ports for cables and wires, and they're on both sides of the enclosure, which means depending on your setup, you could run the wires in from either side just to keep things sort of neat and tidy. And like I said, it's on both sides, so I like that. Same thing with the exhaust port here at the back. I've got it set up on here on the left side, but there's also one there, back down in there on the right side. So again, depending on what your setup is, you can vent it to the left or the right. For me, it makes more sense here to come out to the left, and that exhaust hose just runs up to this piece of wood. I open the window, throw the wood in, close the window, and all my fumes are getting exhausted out. And again, that hose and the fan actually came with the enclosure, which was really nice. The fan is okay-ish. A little more suction would be useful, but it certainly does the job for what I'm doing with it. So that's the first thing I did, was that enclosure, and I'm really pleased I bought it. It was like 95 bucks on Amazon. I'll throw a link down in the description below. The second thing I did was to build this stand, this wooden stand to sit the XTool on top of. I know you can get those little feet that extend, that you can screw into the bottom to raise or lower the machine to do larger objects, but I primarily do two sizes of things here. The first are boxes like that, and then the second are lids to other boxes like that. These ones here, it makes more sense for me to do those, to engrave them once they're fully assembled, rather than do just the side of it and then assemble the whole thing. So I preferred to have a setup where I could easily switch back and forth between the two different sizes that I need. So this stand that I built in here is nothing fancy. It's just a bunch of 2x4s. And as you can see, the corner posts, though, are sort of jutted into the middle. I'll explain what that's for in a moment. But because I've got it raised up to this height, I can just take the boxes that I want to engrave. I can set them down inside of that enclosure, and then just adjust the laser height accordingly from there. But that just makes it nice and simple. I don't have to worry about adjusting the height of it for these bigger objects that I do. Then the second piece, to engrave these smaller ones, as you can see, if I put it in, obviously it's way too far away from the laser to make any sense at all. So here's the other thing that I built. I'm going to pause here for one moment. And ta-da! So this is just a spoil board, and it rests on those corners that are just jutted in for each of the posts. So now when I want to engrave those shallower lids, I can just drop the lid in, and then when I slide the laser over, it's at the right height for engraving those. And again, obviously I have to adjust it specifically for it, but it gets it close enough so that I don't have to worry about all those little feet and screwing them in and unscrewing them every time. It's just this simple board here, which I can slip in and out just by picking it up and sliding it out the front. Those holes in it are merely for the exhaust, to help the exhaust fan pull air out and all that smoke and whatnot. So those are just to let some of the smoke pass through. But that's it. Those are the three things that I did that certainly make this a lot more useful for me, and maybe they'll make it useful for you too. Thanks very much. Have a great day.